I'm going to show you how to generate leads in 2024 using 3 easy steps for any sector that you can apply today. One of the biggest challenges for any salesperson or business looking to grow is to rely too heavily on referrals, because when these run dry, it can be extremely damaging for your business and growth. So as a result, we have to be creative and think outside of the box with the solutions that we can apply to ensure that we never fall in this trap. So I'm going to deliver you the exact toolkit that you need to ramp up your sales in 2024 that's cost effective and time effective, and that last tip makes it guaranteed. So let's get into it. Tool number 1 is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the biggest leads list in the world. You have people updating their titles, updating their positions, updating where they work, and updating their locations all in one place. In fact, it's a social media platform built for B2B and selling to each other. On top of that, you have additions such as Sales Navigator, which is a crucial tool for anyone looking to find the right prospect. Using tools like Sales Navigator can be crucial for growth, especially when used correctly. You can use filters to find exactly who you're looking for, in the area that you're looking for, in the company that you're looking for things as niche as company headcount, school that they went to, languages on their profile. It's a fantastic way to whittle down your leads list so you know you're only dealing with the decision makers that you want to reach out to. It's a great way to humanize your contact with the decision maker. Unlike cold email, you're not sending one message and being done with it and hoping that they'll get back to you. But on LinkedIn, you can use things such as endorsing skills, liking their posts, but also sending a series of messages to ensure that you build a relationship with your prospect. And you don't have to sell to them the very first message. It's good to use LinkedIn to get to understand your prospect and understand the needs that they have. At the end of the day, people buy from people. So when you put yourself in their shoes, would you like to be sold to straight away? No. Ideally, you'd like to have someone make a rapport with you, build a relationship, and try and find some commonalities. And LinkedIn is the best way to be able to do that. I'll be sure to do a video that runs through exactly the features and the filters that you can use on Sales Navigator. But for those that are unsure how to get started, I'll throw a link in the description below that allows you to find up to 2,500 leads specifically for your business for free, and I'll be delivering that to you myself. Next in our armory is cold email, and yes, you're hearing lots of self-proclaimed gurus making hundreds of thousands of pounds using cold email. But how can you get in on the action? Well, some of the benefits of cold email is when done correctly, you're able to reach out to people at mass. But more specifically, you're able to reach out to the right people, and when written correctly, you'll be able to do a lot of the heavy lifting whilst you get on with your day-to-day. Platforms like Apollo are fantastic to begin with because they are budget friendly and they're easy to use. In fact, platforms like Apollo allow you to be able to access a database very similar to the likes of LinkedIn Sales Navigator with verified email addressing. If you've mastered the art of cold emailing, which there are a lot of videos online to help with that, you'll be able to get people replying to you on a weekly basis. And when you're getting sales appointments in, it's down to you having a good product and the ability to close to be able to increase your sales revenue. The best way to look at cold email is to look at it as an extra salesperson or an accelerated salesperson. So whilst you're on the road or you're trying to close in other channels, you're able to use cold email to reach out to people at mass. The other benefit of cold email is that it allows you to automate your chasers, meaning that most salespeople give up after the first or second chaser. Statistics tell us that the 5th chaser is often what allows certain decision makers to reply to you, and using automated chasers in a personalized way really gives way to allowing that process to run the whole way and allow you to close business that particularly you might not have been able to close if you were doing it by yourself. You can use these platforms to personalize the emails using functions such as first name, company name, area, location, and other variables that can be inserted to make your email look like it was specifically for that particular prospect, which goes a long way in allowing them to reply to your email. But beware, cold email, as good as it is, it does have compliance risks with it. You have to ensure that you're able to follow that depending on your country, and it's important to make sure that you look at some of the YouTube videos that go through that information to ensure that your emails are successful but also compliant. As easy as it sounds to be able to get into that position, once you've loaded up the right contacts, you're going to want to make sure you write something that captivates your reader, from the subject line all the way to every sentence in the email. You're asking them to open the email, to read every line of the email, and then act on that call to action that you provided for them. So you have to ensure that you don't burn your bridges too early by sending emails that are just not going to do the trick. If you're interested, I'll drop a video of what Apollo's all about for the paid version so you can see before you get stuck in. So the hardest, but in my opinion, the most effective tool that you can use is cold calling. And yes, lots of people dread cold calling. But given the first two tools that I provided within this video, I would argue that it's not quite cold calling, but it's closer to lukewarm calling. We know who we're contacting and we know who the decision makers are. And to a certain degree, we're able to reach out to them through another channel. So when we're cold calling, it shouldn't be so surprising that we would be able to call the company, know who we're asking for, and say that the relevance is there because we've previously sent them an email or we previously contacted them on LinkedIn. So we've got a lot of information to work with so that that initial cold call is actually a warm call. And having this background information from the likes of LinkedIn and even email can be a huge leg up when it comes to calling for the first time. For more experienced salespeople, you'll be able to use structures like BANT, which is budget, authority, need, and time, to be able to qualify your prospect over the phone, get that sales appointment in, and be able to close in person. There are plenty of tools online, whether it be YouTube or whatever, to be able to find the best way to cold call, but my best advice is be authentic, be sincere, but most importantly, be relevant. If they have a problem that needs to be solved, 9 times out of 10, if it's pitched correctly and mainly about the customer, not so much about you, they'll always find a way to make time for you in order to solve that problem. So now that you've got access to the most powerful leads list in the world, you know how to reach out to them in bulk, even if you're a one-man band. On top of that, you know how to chase them effectively. There's no reason that today you can't start thinking about how to ramp up your revenue in 2024, now that you have the full toolkit to be able to do that. If you found this video useful or you think I might have missed something out, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon.